eating, but it's very ginger.
Yeah. I mean, you think through the, like, she is trying to eat.
Yeah.
So through the weekend, she should be okay. You think? And then Monday, get her up, sedate her, and get a better look in there to see if it looks infected.
We could try.
So this is Nenah. Nenah is a 5.5-year-old little Mustang mare that we've had all the way since last September. She was in a group that was really, really sick. She's been in general population for, I think, about 2 months. And unfortunately, she fractured one of her teeth. A couple weeks ago, Nicole and Dr. Gina did an awesome job. She went under general anesthesia and they were able to do a full exam. So she's in for a recheck of that dental fracture today. I can't speak to the original fracture because I wasn't here that week. So we just want to make sure that she's okay. She has lost some weight, and that's not unusual. Herbivores are continuously eating, but we want to make sure that there's nothing more serious going on. So we're going to do an exam on her mouth. We're going to pull some blood work and do a recheck, complete blood count, make sure there's no signs of infection. She can gain weight back quickly as a young animal, but we're also going to deworm her. We saw the parasite burden in the horses that came off the reservation be pretty high consistently. So she's been dewormed multiple times since she's been here, including with a kind of a continuous feed through dewormer. And if we can get a fresh fecal sample of her today, we'll do that. But that is our plan for today. Hopefully it'll be a quick recheck and her blood work will look great and she can go back into the training program. Guys, do you want to come see?
That's good.
I don't know if we can get a picture. Looks like it's really granulated in nicely.
Better girl, good.
Yeah. 2.5, 3.5, although this is the 4.5-year-old tooth.
That's why I was saying I don't know if we have time to wait for that tooth to erupt, because if it gets infected with the root in there and she's only between 2.5 and 3.5.
Yeah.
Then
I think it looks great. Look over here. I think it looks great.
I mean, it's granulated in, but she's not eating well.
Yeah.
So concerns about pain, but
I moved really quickly. Let's pull blood for a CBC.
We just got to look at it. It looks really good. The tissue granulated over really nicely. But we are worried that there might still be a chunk of the root in there. So we'll look at that. We're getting our radiograph equipment ready, take some x-rays so we can see if anything looks abnormal in there now that it's been a few weeks.
I think the way we got the mandible isolated in the other horse could theoretically work.
You'd have to get the generator inside though, and below her.
That feels unnecessarily dangerous.
Yeah.
I think the only way we could do it would be to open this side door and
That's why we had to lay her down.
Yeah. Let me just, let's see what she does.
But she might be better now.
Let's do a lateral and DP first. And then I think the only way we can try with the mandible is the plate holder is going to have to come from over there and hold it through. And I'll try to shoot the generator from below. But actually, I just gave the torb. So let's give that torb a full. I'm just going to make my focal distance a little close because I think the plate is going to have to be a little far. Easy. Good girl. Easy. Easy. I would just get as close as you can and we'll. Okay. This is going to be super obliqued. Let's try this again right here. That should have been diagnostic. I think that's diagnostic for a lateral. Do you guys want to try for a...
There's a lot of lucency over there on that tooth.
Do you want to try... I almost feel like a DP with the maxilla isn't going to be valuable. I think we should just try for our...
What if the generator comes from this side?
Yeah. Actually, that would probably work.
You might be able to.
In that case, do you want to come back on this side and hold underneath here? Easy. I acknowledge that my hand was close to or even in the primary beam, and that was, oh good, it was not. Is this just her adult tooth coming in? Because if it is, it looks like we've just got empty space on top of it. Is that where the fracture was?
We have to compare.
See right here, if that is her adult tooth coming in.
There's the root of the other one on top of it, though.
Okay. I'm questioning the degree of sedation and the likelihood of us getting something in her mouth.
We're not getting anything in her mouth.
Yeah.
We'd have to completely knock it down. She was more drunk than this when we did them last time in here.
Yeah.
And we still wouldn't have been able to get it in her mouth.
Okay.
And I don't think it's worth knocking her down just for an extra.
I agree. I agree that there's lucency change. However, I'm not super convinced that she's not just going to push that bit out, like with where the orientation is. I think we should put her in a situation where she has less resource competition. If the CBC shows wild evidence of infection, then I vote we treat that. But I would not intervene. Like I pushed all around on it and she didn't show any signs of discomfort right there.
Yeah, that tooth root fractured at a very sharp angle. So the majority of the root is still in there.
It's still in there, okay.
It was pretty much just the occlusal part that came out.
We had her down as 5.5. She came in with a group that another organization pulled Coggins on and aged them. And I don't blame them for incorrectly aging these guys. They're extremely wild, and we've had them since September. But based on her teeth, she's not 5.5, she's 3. And she fractured this lower incisor, so her I4 on her lower jaw and her mandible 3 weeks ago?
Roughly.
3-ish weeks ago. And so what you can see right here, she has her adult tooth that's gonna come up, but she still has a fragment of this baby tooth that wasn't expelled when she broke it off right here. So what we have to be careful of is that we don't wanna leave tooth roots in. It's not standard of care. They can cause major problems later on. But we also know that that adult tooth is gonna come in kind of right where that is. And so the path of least resistance for that fractured root is gonna be out. So my hope is that she just, as she grows and as that adult tooth comes in, that adult tooth just pushes the root out as it would have if the tooth hadn't fractured. Our biggest concern with her is that she has been losing weight, and our husbandry staff reported that while she used to be in a really good group dynamic, because she's eating more slowly and more gingerly, she's not done with her grainies, and then her friends are coming and pushing her off, and so she's not getting her food. So we're gonna be moving her to a different pasture with some more grass that's gonna be a little bit easier for her to eat so that she doesn't have to compete for resources with her herd. Her blood work looks perfect. Pretty
low end of normal for everything.
low monocytes. So she doesn't have evidence of an infection, which is great. So that's what we did this complete blood count to check for, was if we had elevated white cells and indications that the body is mounting a response. And she doesn't, and then she was sedated, obviously, but I was able to push and palpate all around her jaw, and even sedated, if it had really hurt her, she would have reacted, and she wasn't reactive to that. So all of those things are very positive. We weren't able to get that $1 million x-ray view that we wanted to today because in order to isolate the mandible, we have to put the plate in the horse's mouth, which we can do with a horse that's trained to accept a bit, because they're like, all right, people stick stuff in my mouth all the time, but this little mare is like, not so much. And the x-ray plate is far and away the most expensive part of the x-ray equipment because it has all of the software in it that collects the image. So it's an incredibly tens of thousands of dollars piece of equipment that we want to be respectful for. We use it all the time. So we elected not to fight to take that view today. We would have had to put her under general anesthesia, I think, again, which has risks itself. So I'm pretty happy with her recheck today. We're going to deworm her just to make sure parasites aren't also a contributing factor. We can try to get some feces from her. I like to deworm based on fecal egg counts. Sometimes with these larger herds of horses, we rarely house horses by themselves. It's difficult to find an isolated poop sample, and you could be like, why don't you just get a poop sample when you put her by herself? But in order to get to her mouth, I need to sedate her, and she's already sedated today. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her another dose of dewormer, and we'll do a follow-up fecal egg count recheck afterwards.
Hi, bud. I'm gonna come in and you're gonna let me put this on you. He says, no, I'm not. What do you think? You're not gonna let us. You got caught yesterday. Now you know our tricks. He's a good boy. There you go. Ew, these are hard. These aren't even good ones. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna go over here then. We're gonna try it through the fence. I know, see? You like the snacks. Ooh. Excuse me. You gotta let me put this on you though. Otherwise you get 0 snacks. Yeah. You understand how that works? I know. Hang on. Are you ready? Don't eat it. That's not what it's for. So this is Skeeter. He came in, what is this, April? So he came in March's buyout. He is our adorable little mule. He is a good boy, but he came in with a halter on that must have been on for a very long time. You can kind of see right across his nose where it's all like worn down. It was pretty tight. So ever since then, he hasn't been a huge fan of putting a halter back on. He does great. Once you get him in the chute, he's totally fine with putting a halter on, then you can lead him around and everything. But catching him out in these areas, he's still very hesitant about it. So I'd been working with him a little bit on some positive reinforcement training because that's what my background is as far as animal training goes. And he was doing pretty good. And then I guess they got a halter on him yesterday. So he seems to have taken a few steps backwards now. Oh, you little booger. You gonna make us run you in there? Hmm? What if you were just good and let me put this on you? Like, I know, there's lots of bugs. Get the fly. Get it. Okay, come on. Skeeter. We're going this way, bud. Good boy, come on. Wrong way, bud. Oh, you're like, oh my God, grass. Well, you don't gotta get crazy. Come on. There you go. Nope, keep it going. Go on. Go up that way.
Go in there, you feisty little dude.
No, not behind the gate. Go that way. Come on. There you go. Up. There you go. Come on.
Hi, I want to squeeze you with your face.
I got to squish his face yesterday, finally.
Ooh, I want to squeeze your lips.
All right, come on. Come on, bud. Skeeter. He's like, do you have snacks?
And this is why vet team fails at moving horses.
Come on.
We just want to pet them. That's all we want to do.
He's a hard category to move, right? Because he's so friendly, but then he's not trained.
And he's like, nope, I don't feel like it today.
Good boy, let's go. He does good when you don't have like the halter and stuff in your hand. Then he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to subtly
Come
close
on.
the gate behind him when you get over.
Let's go. We're gonna go all the way down here, okay? Keep coming. Good boy. You being a good boy.
What's going to happen?
Come on, we're going in here. It's a good boy, come on. Come on. Yep, let's go in here. You keep coming.
So smart.
You're a very good boy. Gonna close the gate.
It's going to make a little bang.
There you go. Oh, you're so cute. I know you're such a good boy. Okay. Yes, and then we squeeze your face like this. Oh.
You can back into the space if you want to, little nugget.
Come on, over here, bud. Over here.
You're so cute.
Turn around. But that way. These are in here. Come on.
Very smart.
Look at his mad face. Look how mad he is.
I hate your face so much right now.
I thought he had a parrot mouth because when he came in, he had the same mad face. He purses his lower jaw. Look, you don't need to be mad, okay? We are going to give you some shots, but it's for your own good.
I don't have any more snacks in my pocket.
It's okay.
You gotta stay.
Is temp good?
100.6. Good job, Skeeter.
Nicole,
Yes.
I feel like since we are so treat motivated, let's try a little trickle feed. If I remember correctly, he was really bad for the poke, but then he was kind of okay, and we don't need a ton of blood for him.
Yep.
Respiratory rate was about 16. Oh, that's a good boy. You're a real good boy. Who would you like to stab you today? Everybody.
Good boy.
His heart rate's in the 40s, but I feel like he's a little excited. I'm not excited about that. Did you see what he did with his tail when you told him not to do something? He was like, with his tail. He's so smart. Okay, I don't need that much blood from you.
I know you don't love this part, bud.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, and go ahead.
What a good boy. That was not that bad. What a good boy.
Good job. All right, do you want to do rabies? Okay, she's got to poke you, okay? It's okay. It's been good. There you go. Oh, you dropped them both. Here. Get it in your mouth, man.
Such a good boy.
Yeah.
So if they'll let you, like, do this number, I'm just gonna mess with his nose for a second.
Good boy.
I know you see it coming.
It's gonna go up your nose. Hey. Here. I know.
My arm isn't long enough.
Come here.
Okay, here we go, sir.
I know. Here we thought you were gonna be the easy one for intranasal. Look at, this is all we're doing. We're just doing this, and then it's gonna go boop right up your nostril. Just like that. It's gonna go boop.
Nope. It's all right, we still have plenty. Listen, these vaccines are expensive. You don't want to get them wasted.
There you go.
Perfect.
There
Done.
you go. Now squish it in your nostril. I know, it was terrible, wasn't it? Ew, thank you. Good boy. I know. See? Ugh, squish it in there. Yes, just squish it in your nose.
All right, I'm sorry for poking and prodding you so much. Can we still be friends?
He's like, no.
Can we still be friends? Okay. If we check your blood glucose, is it going to be high because of all the cookies? We did that with Ron one time. And then we were like, well, she did eat 2 buckets of jelly beans.
That's fine.
All right, precious boy, you look perfect. I put him down for needs ASAP farrier care.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that.
Thank you.
He is going in the field with Monty and them.
Okay.
Are we waiting for his blood work? You be good, because I'm stuck in here with you now. Hang on. We have this. Okay, come on. Come on. I know, you get a little feisty when we start. Come on. I got... Just a good boy. Last handful of snacks. Good job.
Can you bring her closer so I can try and look at her udders? Sorry. I don't know if she'll let you with us standing right here.
I'll have to walk behind me just for a second.
So this morning I was going out to catch horses, Sego Lily and Tacoma, and I was walking through the pasture. I looked over by the hay because the tractor was coming in to put some hay in, and I seen a big white glob. I thought it was trash, so I went over there to pick it up, and it was actually a little baby that unfortunately has passed, and I freaked out really bad. And I went and got Lynn, and then she ended up going to get in the vets.
So when they were out feeding, they noticed in pasture 2, which has Sego Lily Chenoa and Nakoma in it, that there was an aborted foal on the floor or the ground. And then Cody got Sego Lily up because she's still bleeding from her vaginal area. So we believe that she's the one who aborted it. The foal is not alive. It is fully haired. We're going to send it to cord for necropsy and viral testing, because usually late-term abortions can be from a number of things, but one of those is like EHV 1 and 4, which is equine herpes virus 1 or 4. And we have had results come in through buyout of horses that had comorbidities that were euthanized on day 1, that later we got results back that those were positive. So we're just making sure that it hasn't come down into our general population. That is always a big concern, because then we'll have to do some quarantine procedures and things like that. But we're just gonna sex the foal to see if it's a little colt or a little filly to fill out the paperwork for cord, and then hopefully find somebody to take it immediately so it can go get necropsied and tested. This foal looks like it was toxic. But
What do you mean by that? Like,
look at its mucous membrane colors.
ooh.
So the placenta is here.
So this wouldn't just be from like after?
It could be from postmortem, but that looks pretty injected.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, your baby's sleepy. Oh, you were gonna be so cute. Look at the little round ears.
And there's a little colt.
Okay. Okay. So where are we going from?
Crown to rump.
Okay.
Let's see if I can straighten your head out a little bit.
All right, so all the way to the rump, we are 92.
Yeah, so I bet you're like 300 plus days. So what happened to you? Hopefully Cord can tell us.
We figured she was pregnant. We wasn't 100% sure. Yeah. And they weren't able to check her because of the way they have to do it. So we just kind of was, I think she's the only mare out there besides Chenoa. She's a baby, so it couldn't have been her. So we was pretty sure it was Sego Lily. It broke my heart because I love this baby right here. Yeah. I've been messing with her, and I was just really hoping we was gonna get to have a little baby.
I can try coming in there. Just look from a distance, not get too close to her, because I know she trusts you, but I don't think she trusts me very much. It's okay. It's all right. She's like, I don't trust her very much. It's okay. She could have been kicked or bitten. It's hard to say.
Hey, nobody's gonna hurt you.
It's all right.
You're a good girl.
Yeah. I'm sorry you lost a baby.
Amazing.
I'm sorry you lost a baby. That's no fun. But you were a little young to have one anyway.
She was.
That was too much.
Baby early, you think?
Overall physical exam wise, she looked very healthy. Her temperature was normal. She was bright alert responsive. I didn't do a rectal exam to see what her uterus looked like because she's still pretty fearful of people. And I didn't want to have to sedate her and do all that if she's clinically normal. She's the one that we suspected aborted the foal this morning or yesterday late. She has a little bit of discharge around her vulva, which looks totally normal post-parturition wise. We're running some blood work just to make sure, because the foal looked like it might have been endotoxic or had some kind of evidence of some kind of systemic problem. So I just want to make sure it wasn't like a endometriosis or some kind of uterine infection that caused him to abort. But we're going to send him to cord, and they're going to do necropsy on him and make sure that if they can find any answers, hopefully we'll have more information on that. But she otherwise looked fine general physical exam wise, but we'll see what her blood work looks like. So we asked them to keep her up just in case it looks like she has a raging infection on her blood work, even though her temperature was normal. So that way we can try and treat her and also monitor her just to make sure, because horses can retain some fetal membranes and that can cause them to be really sick, and it causes really intensive management. So if that happens or is happening, then we'd have to have a discussion, because she's not super keen to all that, and it would take really intensive, like around the clock management. We don't really have the staff for that, but hopefully the placenta looked all intact that went with the foal. So hopefully she doesn't have that situation happen. And most mares in normal post-parturition, whether it's abortion or they have a healthy foal, most mares don't need management post-parturition. So we're hoping that she's gonna fall into that category and be totally fine. She is rather young to have had a foal. She's only a year and about 7 months old. So this is a really early pregnancy for her. So hopefully that's maybe why she couldn't carry this foal to full term, because it was a lot for her little bitty body to handle. But we'll find out more, and hopefully she'll recover completely fine and go on to find a good adoption home.
There we go. Good job. You're okay. Oh, you're okay, buddy.
Hey, I'm going to Nashville to Old Friends Senior Dog Sanctuary. That's what it says on the paperwork. So I'm taking a dog, what they call Fat Daddy, to this place. So hopefully everything goes smoothly. And I'll see y'all when I get back.
Cool. Hi, buddy.
You're doing so good.
Can we try turning the lights off? Good girl. Sorry, you know that makes filming hard. It won't be for a super long time. Good job, Mama. Can I see your fundus? Good girl.
Oh, that looks wicked.
Good girl. Okay, you can turn the light back on. Squamous cell melanomas. Like she is one that I would be like, nighttime turnout only and wear a mask. Hi, big girl, you're okay. Okay, can I have the light back off again, please? You're doing great. You're doing great. And that iris just like almost doesn't have any pigment in it.
Okay, buddy, you're doing
Very good job, Mama. Very good, okay. That all looks fine. Is that rub from the mask?
No, they've been there. It's been there since those were the mask. We thought it was sunburn and stuff, but they've been there for a while.
Let's blacklight those. Hi.
Because they're in the same spot on both sides.
Yeah, could be fungal. I just want to make sure. It will fluoresce. I don't see any fluorescence. Good girl. Do you guys have MTG over in the training barn?
I think MTG.
Yeah.
I've not done them spots, but I've put it everywhere else on it.
According to at least Shelter Love, she only had a 5-way on 11-11.
All right, I gotta poke you. Hey, you're such a good girl. Do you guys have treats? Here, I'm gonna hand you this, and I'm gonna give her her little pokey poke and have you give her a cookie at the same time.
We'll give her more.
You're a good girl. You gonna drop that?
It's okay.
She's pretty decent for her blood draw yesterday. So.
It's okay.
Good girl.
Okay. It was very good. This is Sego Lily. She is one of the very young mares that came off a reservation and were very, very sick for a very long time. Unfortunately, she also is one of our mares that aborted a foal. And she's been getting adequate nutrition, but she's been putting that towards that baby. And so we're keeping a really close eye on her. Dr. Gina did some blood work on her yesterday. We had her down for a recheck, preg check, and an optho exam for a really long time and hadn't gotten to it. And so we did her optho exam today, and her eyes look completely normal. They are, I would call her a cremello, but her eyes are almost completely lacking pigment, kind of like a white bunny will have really red looking eyes. And so that makes her predisposed to having UV damage, including horses can get squamous cell carcinoma around the eye. So we have her in this awesome UV blocking mask that I think was donated. I don't know who donated it, but thank you. We use stuff like this. And then I was just telling these guys, you know, sometimes these horses benefit from like turnout only at night. But she's young, her eyes look completely normal, she's visual. We're gonna move her so that she doesn't have to compete quite as much and up her calorie intake, but overall she didn't have a fever and her physical exam today was normal. So we're happy about her eyes, we're gonna cross that off our list. And man, this little mare, you couldn't get within 50 feet of her when she came in. So this is her without sedation. Our amazing volunteers have been working with her. She's chewing a German horse muffin. Thank you for those also. And so just with bribery, we were able to do an opto exam. So I'm really happy about that. And she's getting worked with and a lot of desensitization, and hopefully we can get her to a forever home soon. You're doing great, big girl.